Alright, folks. Welcome to another league with Turn Timber Symbiotic Amulet. Symbiosis has been pretty solid so far. It has been pretty good so far. Definitely the blessings in the sideboard are going to be more necessary than ever now. This sounds pretty solid though. Yeah, turn 1 Stacy. Yeah, we have a turn 3 Titan with this hand without even needing to take damage. So that's pretty good. Turn 1 Cavern Scout. And we see how much better Scout is than Gracer, right? Gracer would be okay, but kind of sad on this board state right here. So we're gonna see what my opponent does. Because if they tap out, they're gonna get gut though. Hedron, fuck. Ah! Also, my opponent should probably leave the primetime in the graveyard because I have no way of getting it back, and it's one more card to make their stuff better, like the drawing the log, etc. All right, change your plans. I can't really play around Field of Ruin here, unfortunately. Because I need this bounce land to represent more damage. Yeah, no field is good for us. I mean, the plan is kind of working. Plan B, let's go. Oh yeah, beating Mill game 1 feels glorious. Alright, so we won this, we definitely won this one. We definitely won this one, we won these dudes and these ladies. Maybe one Force of Vigor. Big maybe. Was dog fashion disco thing? Oh yeah, you got it. Read me only. Appreciate it. Stacy has got it going on. No one has ever written a song about crazy. That's good stuff. I watched Chief copy your lyrics the other day, and then he couldn't haste that because how he imported. Oh. That's hilarious. Vigor against Orban Enchants. It's okay, but it's not great. Like, you're not excited to have Force of Vigor, and it's dead very often, unlike Beast Within. and Sage is backable, while the other one isn't. I'm on the sideboard, more cards. Relic allows me to play around Surgical, which is nice. That's a mid-69 for value. We 3-drop Tribal now? Hell yeah. Actually, not a bad one. Not a bad one. Going to hide the Valakut for now. Hey Lex, how's it going? Thought Scour you, and my opponent milled the Dryad that they're gonna get to Surgical. Wow. How brutal is that? My opponent's playing Thought Scour in their mill deck, and we don't get to punish them. Feels bad, man. So the play here is obviously going to be bog myself, play around drawing the lock, and now play my amulet, then pass the turn. Next turn we get to Asusa. Asusa plus Dryad. Play Asusa. Oh, they're playing mono blue. Well, this is great for me. We traded for my opponent Archmage's Charm? This is awesome for us. Getting back thoughts. Oh no, they're not. Okay, feels bad, man. Yeah, I got my Symbiosis from Mana Traders right now. Let's do Valakut. We're probably gonna get Cryptic, I'm going to assume. But I definitely wanted to get this card out of my hand. Alright, so we traded for another Archmage Chump. This is actually working out pretty well. This is working out pretty well. 2, 3, 4, 5. We get to cast Symbiosis next turn? Sure. Just do not pay. Play Stacy. How can I cast Symbiosis? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We bounce the Symbiosis itself, but we float mana before bouncing it. Or we can just do that. Is that better? No, I think I'm gonna go for Symbiosis. Like, my opponent kind of has to counter it. And this might whiff, but this doesn't. Yeah. Force of negation. Oh, I should have. Yeah, that was bad. Because I'm interested in doing this regardless, but now I gave my opponent a mill, and if we mill exactly prime time here, my opponent gets a chance to surgical. We didn't. Remand? We can't play around Leak, unfortunately, which really sucks. Oh, Logic Knot? Brutal. I honestly did not think about Logic Knot. The nice thing is that at least we get to play around... We get to play around Surgical here. I think I'm going to pass the turn. And I'm going to force on my opponent's end step. Just hardcast. No Gaia's Blessing. No Gaia's Blessing so far. Sweet. Awesome. One, two, three, four. Okay, so we can play around Logic Knot or Surgical, but not both. I'm going to play around Logic Knot, because if my opponent had access to Surgical, they would have Surgical already. Oh, come on, really? I guess they wouldn't have. They knew we had the bog. Yeah, that's true. The good thing is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now they're down to Surgical now. So Gaia's Blessing is probably gonna be pretty great unless I draw it. Definitely gonna flash this in on end step. Because if I draw a bounce, I want to make sure that I can get more value. Feels bad, man. I'm going to represent that I have something. There's the blessing. So they have to have surgical right now. They don't. Blessing too strong. What was that, Emrakul? No, Gaia's Blessing. Rebecca Y will save us all. Yep. Saved by Rebecca. With bounce lands in this situation, we have to stack triggers the other way around, don't we? Yes. It's a weird situation, but it does come up. And now that weird is popular, that mill is popular, even more so. Yeah, that was a really weird version of mill that my opponent was playing. I guess it was like mono blue control, but like your win con is mill. That sounds terrible though, because the thing about control decks is that you don't need to use that many. Like it just seems kind of wrong from the get-go, because like the whole point of control decks is that you only need to devote like 1 or maybe 2 slots to win conditions. But in that deck, you probably need many. $12 crab. What would be crabs? There's only 8 crabs. Playing around Karn on 3 minus on my growth chamber. Oh, classic Tron player, keeping turn 3 not Tron on the play on 7. We don't really need to fear Surge on Gaia's Blessing. Well, yeah, I mean, it's something that your opponent can do if they want to. But that puts them, like, that gives you a lot of time anyway. So I think we play Dryad here. We do 1, 2, float green, bounce, activate, explore. Hey, what happens if my opponent Ugins? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm 1 mana short. I think I have to risk it, but like passing the turn here is a lot better against Karn. Really? That's the land that you want to tap? So now the best thing that they can do this turn is activate Blast. Yeah, this is... Opponent's plays seem suspect. So if they take it... Yeah, I guess I just untap. That's very unlucky. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. How am I supposed to play around this? Oh, my opponent's gonna make things easy for me? Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. I'm holding on to this Stacy so I can play around my opponent going Karn plus. Sure. And now we can go squatter them on draw step. Probably blow this one up. Let's blow up the tower actually. Ugh. Vomit. Great creator? Really? On this board state? Crucible of Worlds. Ugh. I'm just representing an activation here. Wow, they just play the land before playing Crucible? What? But you literally had it. Like, you could have literally locked me out. Could have literally locked me out. So let's do battlements, bounce land. Balakut, Simic. Always yes, always yield. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay. Backed field, oof. Beast Within, Sage. So they're playing Karn the Great Creator. Usually I like forces against lists with Karn. Don't like forces so much against lists that don't have Karn. Even though my opponent showed me Crucible, I don't think I want to have access to Bog. Like, I think all of my other lands are just better. Radiant Fountain, of course, because it's a need to be untap land on turn 1. We cut the Explorers. Probably cut 1 Cavern because we have Symbiosis and the 3 damage doesn't matter. To this. Maybe I should have a. Maybe I should just have a Summon Respect instead of the Force of Vigor. Fountain is better than Cavern. That's a good question, actually, Matthias. That's a good question. Maybe Cavern is better. Let's go to 5. Let's keep this. Let's throw an amulet off the top, shall we? If we were exactly castle, maybe we could be in fine shape. Because at this point, amulet doesn't do it anymore. Okay, so they go for coding, so I guess I have to pact for oof. I have to pact for oof and we lose to we lose to Big Karn. So I can only either Beast Within, and then my opponent destroys my land, or I can make it so that I lose to I think I have to Beast Within. That's the one that they search for, the mine. So I have to find a bounce land here. Never mind. Okay. Game 3. If I had gone for Collector Roof, if my opponent has, I guess they can just minus their Karn for Sundering Titan with any land, and then they just blow up my breeding pool. We're dead, so. Too bad that we didn't find a land there. The multi 5 really hurt us. Turn 1 Stacy with Castle on the play. So any bounce land. Any bounce land is just amazing. And we're only playing green bounce, so we have 10 draw steps that probably just straight up win the game. We have 10 draws in 53 cards. And they're just like normal draw steps are not great, but they're also okay. Like they're not the worst either. But it moves to 4. It's not an insane hand though, by any means. Feels bad, man. So if they have Karn, we're kind of fucked. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. And with the 35 land deck, misses land drops, feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. That's good. All right. Untap green source, please. Easy. So we're gonna do field and I kind of like field plus Windswept Heath. It's the field plus Ghost Quarter actually. What is up with the Modo UI? What do you mean? Well, I mean, I lose to Tower plus Ulamog. But I can't beat that regardless, so whatever. It says cast. Yeah, I know, it's super weird. I think it has something to do with when they threw this into the system. Sure. So tower is the one that they searched for. 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm an idiot. Well, I tapped like shit. So attack them, Ugin, and then boom. Trust that. I guess it's better to go Skoda right now, right? Yeah, because it forces them to use more mana. Again, tower is the one that they search for. If only unit testing was a thing when newer technologies are implemented. Yeah, I don't know. Sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Mule Titan. Bounce land plus battlements. CFD Sock 3, thank you for the follow there. Appreciate that. What's this? Haste this bro. Tag with everything. Yes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they go down to 5. We can protect the Teleria West and still find lethal. Sure, let's do that. Yep. No! Shit. Because that destroys the tectonic edge. God damn it. So I guess we're gonna have to find another Titan. This will subdivide. Honestly, like, there's no guarantee that my opponent's gonna make the right play anyway. Exactly. As I was saying, there's no guarantee that my opponent will make the right play. What's up, Scott? How's it going? Happy Monday. How's the parenthood going? 1, 2, 3. And 4. Sure. Okay. So we even beat Dismember here. It's good, different. The permanence of this hasn't really set in. Oh yeah, 100%. Here we even beat Dismember, not only because we have a pact, but also because I fetch for a... I got a fetch land. ¿Qué haces, Bifus? ¿Todo bien? To know. Yeah, even if my opponent hadn't just like main phase destroy the field for no reason, they would have still needed a Dismember for me to not win there with the drawn Valakut. And honestly, like, we would have gone for a prime time otherwise, so we would have gotten another field anyway. So like, I think we were still fine. We were still fine, but my opponent just made things easier for me. Very interesting opener. I think on the draw I'm gonna keep it. We have like redundant ways to ramp, so we're only missing land drops, and if we find land drops, this hand's gonna be great. Forgot to ask the other day, does the wife know about? Oh yeah, I told her about it. It's hilarious. I was pushing that Dry narrative very hard when it was spoiled. Yeah, I was clearly in the same boat. Wait, what? I have to suspect that they're playing the new guy. And I also need to draw a land here, so I'm gonna explore. Excellent. Magnificent. So now if we draw any untapped land off the top, we just win the game, which is great. Dryad was clearly broken. Oh yeah. Dom, you were very early on the Dryad train, so if you told me that you think that Dryad was broken from the start, I believe you. She mad or confused and she said beep boop. No, she thought it was cute. Eesh. Well, play this thing tapped. And pass the turn. I don't think that we can pact here. So we just have to hope that my opponent doesn't find like something. Like I'm planning to chump here. Because like we just died to a lightning bolt, so kind of have to chump. All right, Staff, thank you. Prime time, let's go. We're gonna do Radium Fountain. 7, 8. Oh, Fountain Castle. Yeah, this is great. So next turn we can Dryad plus Titan. % blocking here. So they didn't have lethal last turn, so they should not have lethal this turn either. Now through a blocker even. Look at that, it's a new card. Oh, sweet. Well, that makes things easier. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I don't have to pay with this one, so 1, boom, prime time. Battlements, field. My opponent doesn't concede. Alright, so I assume that this is some form of shadow deck of sorts. Maybe? Just something like this. Unclear whether Relic is going to be good here. Some of these new shadow decks has no basic. Yes, I'm still not interested in that being the axis that I want to fight on. This is an interesting hand. I think it's going to be a keep. Unless my opponent has something like a Blood Moon or whatever. Alright, this is the kind of hand that we can safely... we can be sure that we're going to be able to beat. Maybe they have the 2-mana shadow. Yep, there it is. So close, right? So if I dismember here, it dies exactly, right? Because we're both at 15. Sweet. Inquisition resolves. Decent. So any bounce land is good to go. Top deck mode for both of us. Opponent has 1 card. And I have 1 card. So it's just black-red, I guess. Gonna hold on to this because of call against command purposes. Nah, I don't want to. Asusa beats. Playing our own K command seems more important. We get got by Inquisition, but like whatever. Might be playing Croxa. Even more of a reason to do this then. Shadow. Okay, that's a clock. It's a 2-turn clock right there. Brutal. TBR. Yep. Feels bad, man. It's pretty brutal. So many cards in our deck would have gotten us there. I guess not that many because our mana base was a mess, but yeah, this still seems to be the setup that I want to go for. 35 lands. Only finding 4 lands amongst the top, what was it, like 14, 15 cards? Feels bad. Isn't maybe 3-turn Timber too much? No. Improving my stats perception. Yo, take it easy, okay? This sand looks great. I'm totally gonna get my opponent here. My opponent's gonna go turn 1. Put your energy on it, chat. Opponent goes turn 1 discard spell. Turn 1 discard spell, opponent. Turn 1 discard spell. Let's go. Turn 1 discard. Turn 1 discard. Turn 1 discard. No! Azusa. Alright, can't complain about that one. Display field. Discard, 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 discard. Let's go. No, don't do that. Don't play threats. Discard, discard, no threats. Discard, no threats. Shouldn't we play a green source? We have double green already thanks to the amulet, so I wanted to make sure that we play a land that I can got him. I wanted to make sure that I can play a land that develops my mana. To make Explorer Faint into Teleia Transmute. Well, but I'm not so interested in doing that, right? Because I cannot do it on the same turn, and then I'm exposing myself to discard spells. Now we're gonna draw all lands and no business. Really? Really, deck? Last turn I couldn't find a land to save my life, and now I cannot find a spell to save my life? That's just not fair. That guy's lethal next turn. Phew. Okay, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Just past the turn. Cloud Scrapers representing the prime time for the 10 months in a row. Thank you so much for the return is description. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. Titan Dry wins the game. I'm trying to think what I can beat and what I cannot beat. I think we have... Yeah, I know that we have lethal. But my opponent could have Dismember, for example. And if they have Dismember, we get super wrecked. So I'm trying to see what I can pat. Packed for a scout. Can't beat Dismember. Well... But sure didn't think it would follow. I'm not playing Pact Negation in my deck right now. And we can't do everything with Pact backup, unfortunately. Is there an 8A? Yes. Because I'm at 12. And that's another thing, that I'm trying to think about, is like if I use Radiant Fountain to gain life, my opponent's Scourge gets smaller. This is a really, really tough turn, actually. Yeah, I'm trying to think what my options are, because I can, if I play Turf, I can, that's a Titan mana. We play Titan, we find Tolaria plus Bounce Land. We play Dryad. We use those 6 mana to play Dryad, then we can double Titan and Dryad as well. Is that correct? I think that we can do everything here because of the double amulet. So, bounce here. Pact. Prime time. Play prime time. Yes. We do T-West plus bounce. This is 6 mana. We have 1 mana floating. We use 3 to... No, we're mana short. We're mana short. So we have to choose whether we want to go the Dryad route or we want to go the Titan route. We can make 8 mana with double bounce land. Oh, but we can set up lethal on the second main phase. Okay, that's the line. That's the line. That's the line. So, because at that point, my opponent will not be able to pay for a dismember. Yeah. That's the line. So we do this, we get bounce land this, we get a second Titan, we pact for it, we play it, we get Valakut plus battlements, we attack, we get Tolaria plus bounce land. And we bounce Tolaria, that's gonna be 1, 2, so we need to hold on to this. So we're YOLO in here. We're YOLO in here. So we get bounce land, Tolaria, bounce land. I guess we don't need to get Valakut. Titan gets blocked though, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I think this is the best line. I think this is the best line. Bounce this and bounce this. Transmute. Pact. Pact for Titan. Cast Titan. Yes. Valakut battlements. Haste. Haste. Tolaria Simic. Tolaria Simic, and then Tolaria Simic. Yeah, I know that Fountain shrinks, but it doesn't matter. Like I don't care about this guy anymore because I'm trying to set up lethal right now. So Tolaria Simic, we bounce Tolaria, then we're gonna need another blue source. We can get a fetch land. Yeah. Bounce there. Yes. Now we have 1, 2, 3, and we can have this plus, I guess, Radiant Fountain. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we play a land. Yeah. I'm gonna fetch for Breeding Pool. This plays around Dismember, this plays around everything. I don't think there's any card besides Slaughter Pact or what's the Black Force. Those are the two things that I can beat, and I'm not playing around them. Fetch land, get a breeding pool, tapped. Yeah, I know, Hudson, it's just Stream Decker cannot handle. Transmute. Summoner's Pact. Pact. For Dryad. Play Dryad. Valakut. You. Alright. Easy line. Easy line to figure out lethal. Easy line to figure out lethal. Just every part of the buffalo. Just using every part of the buffalo. What have I played against so far? We played against Tron. We played against humans twice. We played against fairies. We just played against this black-red shadow nonsense. And I don't remember what the first one was. Kind of lagging a little bit. Huh. This would be a snap keep if I had any untap land. I'm gonna keep it. If opponent has turn 1 discard spell, this is gonna backfire hard. I'm gonna say as much. But this hand is just very explosive. It has all the mana that I need. Fuck me, I guess. Oh. Is that something that is not Ponza? How bad is Morag as a one-off? I don't even know what that is. So we play these. We're one-off triggering Spike Feeder. Shoot. We're one-off. God damn. We're one-off triggering a Valakut, I mean, to kill Spike Feeder is what I meant to say. Hey, Pakolov, how's it going? Well, it seems like I just have to just do what I do. We're exactly one-off triggering, which is pretty brutal, honestly, but not much that I can do there. Sucks. So if they have Heliod here, we kind of lose. Well, that's very interesting. If I go Squatter in response, my opponent floats a mana, then gets another mana. So it doesn't... Like, I'm preventing them from casting Coco, but I am not preventing them from casting a Heliod. Can we play Turn Timber with Scout's ability? No, we can't. 1, 2. Yeah, I guess we have to, right? And then we just have to hope that the Turn Timber hits. You can respond to the untap. Yeah, but I'm giving them the mana from the Utopia Sprawl if I let them untap, right? Like this actually play, like they would need to have yet another land in order to play Collected Company here. And now they don't have white mana, so we cannot get Helioded. Any land, please? Any land at all? Yeah, I guess that also plays. That one is very many lands. Yeah, this one's fine. This one's okay. This one's okay. Fortunately, we have an emote for this kind of situations. It would suck if we didn't have an emote for this kind of situations, you know? Yep, my opponent is hella dead. Hella dead. Which is the best kind of dead, by the way. Hella dead is the best kind of dead. Oof doesn't do anything. It's fine against the other deck, against the Druid deck, because it stops their win condition. But it's not good against this one. So I guess we just want these 3 cards. Four cards. Opponent can Thoughtseize because it's land. That's not true, Pascalov. Your opponent can Thoughtseize Turn Timber, if that's what you're saying. Is guys blessing Miltech? Yes, exactly. How has CC built so far? Very good. It's been very, very good. Yeah, Symbiosis can get Thoughtseized, he can get Thought-Knot Seared, can get Freebootered. Did Mill win some tournament or something because people are talking about it a lot more now than a week ago? Yes. However, if you have listened to the Titan Talk podcast, you would have known. I'm gonna keep this hand. If we find a bounce land, we win, so we also have interaction. I probably would not keep this hand without the Dismember, but because we do have the Dismember, I think this hand is pretty good. If you have listened to the Titan Talk podcast, episode 2, I talked about that specifically, about how I thought that Mill could potentially rise to the top and be one of the very many tier decks in the format. Just don't blow out my amulet and we're gonna be fine. That's a whole lot of nothing. That's a whole lot of nothing. Bounce this. Play this. I'm gonna play this. Bounce. Play this. Bounce. Play Dryad. Play Castle, pass the turn, so we're holding up Dismember, and we win next turn. Pretty solid. Even through a Mind Sensor or any nonsense like that, we still win next turn. Sitting pretty. Let's help you. Spike Feeder is fine. So we basically have to make sure that at any point we never tap out of this dismember, basically. Yep. Wife emote. Let's see what they got here. That's cycling canopy. That's actually good for us. Means that they're missing something. Sure. So unless they have the perfect collected company, we can't lose here. Choke. This is good. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh man. How can I ever beat a choke, Chad? What am I supposed to do about that choke? How can I beat the choke? But Chad, my opponent has a choke. Friendly reminder, don't bring in choke against amulet decks. Just don't. just don't. Please don't. Make sure that you're... Make sure that you help your win percentage. And you don't bring in choke against amulet decks. Boil is a different story coming out of specific decks. Double Titan there with Artulans. I'm just gonna go for this is the fastest way to kill them. For all the overkill. Don't bring in choke against Dryad decks. Just don't. Particularly Amulet. It's especially bad against Amulet. It's especially bad against Amulet. But just like against any Dryad decks is very suspect. Anytime you're bringing in choke against a Dryad deck, you're basically saying, I am not going to kill my opponent's Dryads. That's what you're saying, okay? So just don't do that. I don't know what my opponent cut for that choke, but I can probably guarantee that regardless of what it was, it would have been better. It would have been more impactful than that choke was. All right, time for that 5-0, baby. Not with this hand, though. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay. Let's turn for Titan with any land. What do I think? Salabar? I mean, you can kind of do whatever you want. In reality. Let's see what my opponent's on first. I mean, this list is still very, very untuned, right? I've only been playing this list for a couple of days. Am I supposed to play Turn Timber here? I think I'm supposed to play Turn Timber here to protect it from Thoughtseize. Which is weird, but next turn we can Azusa if we want to, thanks to the Scout. And my opponent did not have removal for the Scout on this turn, otherwise they would have shocked. So this is probably Nev? No. Okay. Feels bad, man. That really sucks. So we're missing a land drop. Feels bad, man. So this is probably a Skelemental deck, I guess. They found their land, so if they Skelemental me, we are in really bad shape. Yeah, this matchup is awful for us. Like, it's just not a very good deck, so you don't really see it often. Yeah, there's a Skelemental. Yeah, that's just brutal. Oh, that's fucking gross. Shit, man. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to win this game. Seems very unlikely. If we had found the land exactly there, we might have been in an okay shape, but this is just too much. My opponent drew another Skelemental, that's 6 more damage. It's just too much to keep up with. And if they have like a Croxa or something, we actually just don't have a shot. They also have an Earth. Well, that's just fucked up. That's so messed up. They also have Blood Moon in the sideboard. Like, this is just an absolute nightmare. Okay. Have nothing? Be nice and have nothing? Yeah, Bailout? No, we don't. Okay, that's enough. That is enough. Yeah, the main issue with this deck is that, like, they are so good against... Like, they're just forcing me to bring so many awkward cards that I really don't want to bring in against them. So they get a lot of percentage points from that. Like, I kind of want to bring in Force of Vigor, like, I also can't. Because it's like an absolutely dead card when they don't draw specifically Blood Moon. It's bad. It's a pretty bad matchup. It's a pretty bad matchup. I don't want to shave all the amulets, because like you still need to be fast, right? Because if you want to be playing the grindy game, then your opponent is just, they're able to clock us pretty nicely. I could also just not bring in trackers at all, which I think is what I'm gonna do. Just 100% on the Titan line. If they have surgical, whatever. Also, they play Bob, which is one of the best possible cards against us. This is a hand that at least can beat Blood Moon. But we cannot really beat Fulminator, which is another card that they sometimes play. Because Fulminator combos really nicely with an Earth, obviously. That's brutal. Yeah, Bob's brutal. Dismember? Yeah. Well. There's the moon. Yeah. Croxa. Oh, I should have played a Radiant Fountain. Like, I can't haste here anyway. That was bad. I should have played the Fountain there. So we're definitely getting Bog, and I guess we're getting Field. Could also get another basic Forest. Or Teleria. Many options here. Let's get another Forest. I should have definitely played Radiant Fountain there. I would be a lot more comfortable. Or the odds they have another moon? I don't know, but I have it covered. Like, they would need another moon, and they would also need an Inquisition or Thoughtseize or something. Because I can just go get Rexage. Liliana is okay. Gonna go down to 2. We do go up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. T West Field. Let's see if this is enough. Man, turn 2 Bob, man, it's so tough to beat. Turn 2 Bob is so tough to beat. I don't want, don't have it. Please don't have it. So we died to Bold, K-Command, Unearth. Like, we just died to a million things here. I don't think there was any way that we could have beaten this draw though. And that explains like why I think that the matchup is so bad. It's just like they attack us in an axis that we cannot realistically beat, which is kind of a problem. Turn 1 though, which is not the worst. Let's do the best deck in the format. Yeah, probably not, but no 5-0 for us this time around. It's still, the list felt nice so far. The list felt nice so far. I don't think I want to like be building my deck considering the red-black mid-range matchup, you know, that's just not something that will help my deck building. I like this list though. I like this list. And we're going to be playing another league. We're going to have a hat trick today. Okay, so if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.